Hello out there to you. In this video, we're going to solve for the elasticity of demand between two prices, and we're going to use the midpoint method. So sometimes this is a mystery to people. What are we doing with the midpoint method? What we're really doing is we're averaging the differences. That's what we're doing. Okay, so when it says that, that's all you're doing, and we do this because then it doesn't matter whether we're going up in price or down in price. So like if you went from $8 to $12, you might get a different elasticity than if you went from $12 to $8. So if you use the midpoint method, then it doesn't matter which direction you're going. So everything is fine there. Okay, so let's start off with the formulas that we need to recall. This is what you would do on the test. So price elasticity of demand is percent change in quantity demanded over percent change in price. And when that triangle there, that's change. That's a delta for change. So the percent change formula with the midpoint method is that we're going to use value 1, I'm going to call it V1, minus V2. And when you use the midpoint method, it doesn't matter which one goes first. And then divided by, it's the midpoint between these two, but it's really value 1 plus value 2 over 2. Okay, so and then all of this multiplied by 100 because we're going to get a percent. Now you can get a higher than 100%, so that is certainly possible when you're doing this. Okay, so let's do this example, and if you wanted to, you could try this without me, hit pause, and then see if you're right. Okay, that's always a good strategy with these kinds of videos. So $8 to $12, that's the price change. And then at $8, we've got a quantity of 18 and then a quantity of 12. I like to do the quantity first. So I'll write it all out here. Price elasticity of demand. And so I want the percent change in the quantity first. So we're going from 8 to 12. So let's go 12 is the new one, minus 18 over the average between these two. So if I add them both together, 12 plus 18 is 30, halfway is 15, okay, times 100. And this is the percent change in quantity. Then we're going to do percent change in price. So we started off with $12, and then from $8, and then halfway between those two, 12 plus 8 is 20, and then half of 20 is 10 times 100. Now what's kind of nice about the way I wrote this is that if you wanted to, you could just cancel those out, right? And then you're dealing with decimals. But some people like to use the percents, so we'll go ahead and use the percents. So I get, what do I get up here? I get 3 over 15, which I should be able to do in my head. I want to make sure I get it right. So it's just 3 divided by 15. It's 1/5. It's 0.2. It's 20%. So I'm just going to write 20%. It's really 0.2 times 100, so it's 20%. And then over this is 4 over 10, and that's 0.4, so that's 40%. Percents will cross out. This one is technically negative, so we get a elasticity of demand of negative 1/2, and that's a ratio, so the percents will cross out. That's how we write that. More common, you're going to see it written in absolute terms. So we'll actually say that the price elasticity of demand is 1/2 or 0.5. Now, since that is less than 1, that means this is inelastic. So the price change between $12 and $8 using the midpoint method is 0.5, and therefore it is inelastic.